Earlier today, we covered Eric Trump going on to Fox News and essentially admitting that he and his daddy and the Trump organization were guilty of tax evasion. And here's the insane thing. That same night, Don Jr. also went on to Fox, also admitted they were guilty, except this time he tried to get his host in trouble.
After 5 years, 3 million documents, countless witnesses and hours of grand jury testimony, outside forensic auditors, this is what they come up with. They're going to charge a guy who's 75 years old on crimes of avoiding paying taxes on a fringe benefit. Like, you know, people in corporate America get a corporate car. Jesse, I'm sure you've paid taxes every time you've taken a car to or from work, right? It happens sometimes. This is what they've did. This is not what they promised the American public, but they have to do something. Notice how they brought it Thursday late afternoon going into 4th of July.
So that's Don Jr. basically saying, look, they tried to find all this dirt on Alan Weisselberg and my dad's company, and they're wasting taxpayer money, and they're not going after the real criminals like Hunter Biden or whatever. And, you know, all they found was avoiding taxes on fringe benefits. And he goes to Jesse Waters, who is the Fox host, and he basically says to Jesse, hey, Jesse, I know that you actually dodge your taxes probably every day when you take a car to work. And look at the nervous laugh the Fox host gives. He gives a nervous laugh, and a few seconds later, go back and check it, he does almost this sort of whistle to himself, like, whew, like, why is my guest accusing me of a federal tax evasion crime live on national television? And what Don Jr. is trying to do is essentially say, every rich person evades their taxes, and so we did nothing wrong. And he's likely right that a lot of the wealthiest people in the United States do not pay their taxes. They dodge them both legally through, lobbying, and illegally through tax evasion. But let's be clear, that isn't a defense in court. You can't go to court and say to the judge, say, sir or madam, your honor, we want this case dismissed because, at the end of the day, everyone does this. That's not going to work. Simply saying that isn't enough, and getting your host in trouble on Fox News isn't going to make it any better. It reminds me of when Matt Gaetz tried to get Tucker Carlson in trouble by saying, hey, you remember when you went to that dinner with me and the person that was underage and your wife was there? Do you remember that, Tucker? And obviously Matt Gaetz hasn't been on Fox News since. But it's bigger than that. Let's be clear. This is not just a few bucks of fringe benefits. This is not a gift card to the local store. This is millions of dollars. $3.5 million at least in evaded taxes through fringe benefits. That is more taxes than a working class person will pay in a lifetime evaded from this company and from Weisselberg in particular. We're not just talking about a few bucks here and there. We're talking about millions of dollars of luxury cars, luxury apartments, big tuition at elite private schools. This is not small fries. This is the big cheese here. This is grand larceny, right? We're not talking about a couple $100 here. And so Don Jr. and Eric, again, they're so dumb. How do both of these dum-dums both go on Fox, both on the same night, both at roughly the same time, both admitting that their dad and the company and them all broke the law, but that it's no big deal because one, Hunter Biden, and two, everyone does it, including the people at Fox? I don't see how this is going to help their case. Again, I've said it once and I'll say it again. None of these people are smart, but Ivanka probably has it right when she's cut daddy out of her life and doesn't go on Fox every night making an ass of herself.